completely hidden inside a giant mountain range where the crime rate is basically zero. There is absolutely no national army. And the leader of France is technically one of its princes. Even crazier, millions of people visit this place every single year. But you cannot buy a plane ticket or a train ticket to get there because it does not have a single airport or railway track within its borders. Welcome to the hidden world of Andorra, one of the smallest and most fascinating countries on the planet. Safely tucked away high up in the Pyrenees Mountains right on the border between France and Spain. This tiny independent nation is a total mystery to most first-time viewers. But once you look past its small size, you will find a place that breaks almost every rule of how a country is supposed to work. To understand how unique Andorra is, we have to start with its size. The entire country covers just 180 square miles. To put that into perspective, you could easily fit the whole nation inside a major international city like London or New York. Multiple times over, it takes less than an hour to drive from one side of the country to the other. Because it is surrounded by massive, jagged mountain peaks, the landscape is incredibly steep. In fact, its capital city, Andorra la Vella, is sitting at over 3,000 feet above sea level, making it the highest capital city in all of Europe. But what really trips people up is how Andorra is actually ruled. It is the only co-principality left in the world, which means it has two princes who share power. And here is the plot twist. Neither of these princes is actually from Andorra, and neither of them lives there. By law, the two heads of state are always the current democratically elected president of France and a Catholic bishop from a neighboring town in Spain. This bizarre political setup dates all the way back to the 13th century as a clever way to stop France and Spain from fighting over the territory. Today, the two princes mostly hold a ceremonial role, while the local people run their own modern parliament, which happens to be one of the oldest operating parliaments in Europe. Because of this historic peace agreement, Andorra has spent over 700 years completely neutral. They successfully stayed out of major global conflicts. And because they never plan on attacking anyone, they do not have a regular military force. Instead, their defense is guaranteed by France and Spain. If you walk around the streets, you will notice something else right away. It feels incredibly safe. Violent crime is practically unheard of here, and the nation regularly ranks as one of the safest places in the entire world. If you want more fact videos in easy-to-understand English, subscribe below. Now, even though the local population is quite small, sitting at around 80,000 residents, Andorra welcomes over 8 million tourists every single year. That means visitors outnumber the locals by a massive amount. So, what is drawing millions of people to a tiny mountain country with no airport? The biggest answer is shopping and winter sports. For decades, Andorra has been famous across Europe as a major duty-free shopping haven. Because the country keeps its taxes incredibly low compared to France and Spain. Millions of neighbors drive up the winding mountain roads just to stock up on cheaper clothes, electronics, luxury perfume, and fuel. When tourists are not filling up their shopping bags, they are usually hitting the slopes. Despite its tiny size, Andorra boasts southern Europe's largest ski area, offering over 300 kilometers of beautiful, snowy ski runs that attract snowboarders and skiers from all over the world. When the snow melts in the summer, the country transforms into a vibrant green paradise. More than 90% of Andorra is completely untouched nature, filled with deep valleys, rushing rivers, open meadows, and hidden glacial lakes. There is even a massive valley called the Madriu Perifeta Clara Valley that is so historically important and beautiful that it is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, covering nearly 10% of the entire nation. Living in this clean mountain environment seems to have a pretty amazing side effect on the people who live there, too. Andorrans have one of the highest life expectancies in the entire world, with many residents happily living well past their 84th birthday. Maybe it is the fresh mountain air, the active outdoor lifestyle, or the lack of stress. But whatever the secret is, it is clearly working. If you decide to visit, you will also experience a fascinating mix of cultures. The official language is Catalan, making Andorra the only country in the world where Catalan is the sole official language. However, because of their close neighbors and the huge numbers of immigrants who live there, almost everyone you meet speaks fluent Spanish and French as well. They also use the euro as their money. Even though Andorra is not technically an official member of the European Union, from its twin foreign princes and its hidden mountain valleys to its lack of highways and airports, Andorra is a living reminder that some of the most extraordinary stories on our planet are hidden in the smallest places. It is a peaceful, wealthy, and stunningly beautiful mountain kingdom that has managed to keep its unique identity alive for centuries, proving that you do not need a giant piece of land to make a massive impression on the world. Thanks for watching.